Welcome to Woodland Permaculture. I'm Jenny Wood. Today is grafting day. I'm so excited. This is the first time I've ever done it. I went to my permaculture class about a month or so ago now, and they showed us how to do it. But it's been a month, so I reviewed, watching some YouTube videos, of course, today, and I did some practicing back on my back porch with some sticks and scions that I had trimmed from my apple tree. But the first thing I'm going to do for real is this little fig tree that I was given just a couple of months ago by a friend of mine, and it is just starting to burst with life. I'm so excited about that, and I'm a little sad because I'm going to take off this little branch right here so I can graft another type of fig onto this little tree. So I'm excited to do that. I have several little scions from another fig tree, a white fig tree. This one I believe is a pink one, and so I have one that's a white one that I'm going to graft onto it. And so I have several different scions. I'm going to try and find a scion that is about the same width, the same diameter as this little branch right here. And then I think I'm going to do what they call a cleft cut. And so I'm going to go by my YouTube video that I was watching and be very, very careful and show you what I'm doing at the same time. Let's take a look. All right, I have chosen this little scion here because it's about the same diameter and already has a little bud on the end. And so that's what I want. Now, first thing I have to do is to cut this little branch, which I'm sad to do. I have my little tools, and I've always been taught that you must clean your tools with alcohol before you cut so that you don't spread diseases. So alcohol on there. And also, if you remember from the apple pruning video, this part right here kind of holds and crushes the stick, the stem as you're cutting it, and this is the part that actually cuts. So you want to put this blade closer to the part that you want to keep so that the part that gets crushed is not the part that you keep. So I think I'm going to cut it right about here. There we go. And we've got a nice clean cut there, mostly. Now that I've trimmed off the end of that stem, I have the scion here, and I'm going to first shave off the edge, the tip of this part, and bring it down to a point. And I'll show you how I do that. Yes, of course you are supposed to use a scion, a grafting knife, but all I've got is a box cutter right now. And I was told that would be fine. So of course I'm going to clean it with alcohol. And then I'm going to kind of shave off, kind of little by little, till this comes down to a point. Now I've practiced this for a while, which is always a good idea. Oh, this is very nice. I was practicing on dry wood. And this is much nicer. Look how clean that's coming off. Now the trick to grafting is to make sure the cambium, which I believe is this very thin, lighter line right here, the cambium on this scion touches somehow the cambium on the stem that I'm cutting here. And this cleft graft, this is going to go in the middle here. And then this is the part I'm most nervous about. I need to cut a slit right down the middle, but I don't want it to break off at all. Oh, it's very easy. It's going down very nicely. There we go. And this should fit right down in the middle there. Actually, I think I want to shave it off a little more. It's a little thick up here. little better. And then we're going to just stick it right in there. All the way down. I think I want to cut that slit in this one just a little farther deep, just a little deeper. Very gently. There. And then, oh, I want this pointing up, don't I? I want to make sure I'm pointing that up. There we go. Oh, look at that. It fits right in there just perfectly. There we go. All right, sorry about the focus there. It's not focusing very well. So the next thing we do once we get the graft in there is we use this bio grafting tape. It's stretchy. Woo! It's stretchy and it will stretch with the plant as it grows, and I believe it'll even biodegrade. I don't have a lot, but I think I have enough for my purposes today. You wrap it around there. Make sure you cover the graft. Oh, oh, oh. Don't want that graft to come out. There we go. I believe on the videos that I saw, they even grafted all the way up here to the top. And apparently the scion will grow right through it. I'm going to tape it a little bit more. There we go. But I have to save some because I've got another 1 or 2 more grafts I'm going to do. All right, there we go. Woo! That's a fig tree grafted. So this is going to be a white fig, and these are pink ones. I can't remember what they're called. I have a tag for them somewhere. But if I remember correctly, I think they're pink on the inside. So there's one. The next I'm going to try and do is a mulberry. I, of course, have a fruitless mulberry in my front yard. You can see it if I move my camera just a bit. There's my fruitless mulberry right there. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm sure going to try. I have a fruiting mulberry, a Pakistani fruiting mulberry, and so I'm going to see if I can't find a branch or a place where I can put a fruiting mulberry branch and graft it onto this. I was told it would work, but give me a few minutes and I'll come back. All right, here I am up in the branches of my mulberry tree, and I've chosen to use this little branch right here. I went ahead and cut off the rest of this branch so that whatever energy is in here can come out and take care of my little scion that I'm going to put on there, instead of all of that is going to waste that I don't need anyway. So I trimmed a little bit right here, and actually I think, now that I think about it, hi buddy, that's my Alexander. Now that I think about it, I think I'm going to trim it back even further because I don't want it going to these guys, the energy and the nutrients. I want it to go straight to my scion. Here is my Pakistani mulberry scion, right here, and it's almost as wide as that particular one. I think I'm going to, I want to do the same thing to keep it simple, but I also want to make sure it works, because this is the only one I have. So I'm going to try a tongue and groove. Is that what it's called? Whip and tongue. That's what it is. A whip and tongue. So I'm going to do the same kind of thing on this one as I did before, but really only on one side, I think. So if you can see that, hopefully, it's a very similar shape than the ones I had before. Only this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go backwards and cut a little slit going backwards. I'm going to do this very carefully. Just rocking it back and forth a little bit, just a little bit. So see if you can see that. I don't know if you can or not. So then I'm going to do the same thing on the little branch, if I can, from this angle. And then I'm going to put them together. So let me see. I think I'm going to do it from this way because this is right-handed. And the whip and tongue, I have heard, works a little better when they are slightly different sizes, slightly different diameters, so you can make sure you get as much of the cambium touching as possible. So I did that. Let me see how that matches up. Yeah, see, mine is a little smaller. So when I put it in there, I'm going to put it towards the bottom so that cambium matches up. But before I put that on there, I'm going to go backwards just a tad. So I have a little groove, a little tongue there. Almost. There we go. Now let's see if this can fit on there. Put that, slide that right on there. Oh, look at that. That fits right on there very well. Okay, now I need to get my tape. Woo! Make sure those guys are in together. And now I'll try my tape. I'm at a really weird angle here because I'm reaching up high. And can't seem to get that. All right, now let's go to the backyard and see what I can do with my apple tree. We're in the backyard now with my apple tree. Remember my apple tree that I've pruned a couple of times? Well, I have scions from both a Pink Lady and a Golden Delicious apple. And so we're going to try getting a couple more different varieties from here. So let's close in a little bit. Let's zoom in a bit. I think that I am going to put one of my scions on this branch right here. And so because I'm going to do that, I think I'm going to trim this one off a bit so that they don't compete, because they're coming pretty close together. And I'm also going to trim this one back to probably right about here. There we go. Let me make that a little cleaner. This is good one to get. Okay, now which one should I do? I've got the Pink Lady, which is not much, it's smaller than that one. And I've got Golden Delicious ones, which are bigger. Okay, so I think I better find a bigger branch for the Golden Delicious. And for this one, I will use the Pink Lady. Now I'm going to need to leave the little tag on it, or I'm going to have to tag it better because I don't want to forget which one's which. I think I'm going to try the whip and tongue again, because I think that one would work best. So go. All right, and now just so you can remember, I don't think I showed it to you very well. I come down here farther back a little bit and I kind of rock it and I make a little tongue right there. There we go. So it's like a little sliver coming off of there. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Let's see how best to do it. Yeah. I think I'm going to do it on this side for you. Let's put these guys off. me get my little trimmers. Clean those again. Trim those off. There we go. And they should kind of be able to match up. See, this one's a little smaller, but just a little bit. So I've put it down towards the bottom so I don't center it, then I know the cambium's probably going to touch better. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Rocking it back and forth, making a little tongue there. There. See how that fits together? Okay, hold on. I think I've got to trim a little more off this side. There we go. Yeah. A lot of that fits really well. I'm going to hold on to that because I got to get my tape again. Here we go. This is all the tape I have left, so I'm going to have to find something else, I think, for the last one I'm doing today. Covered that up real nice. All right, another little graft. Pink lady apple on my, what I think is a Fuji, but I'm not absolutely positive. There you go. Let's see if we can do one more somewhere. Hey, I really like these branches here. They're just about the right size, and they're going up in the right direction. I think the best one is probably this branch right here. Or would it be this one? No, this one right here, because it's going more at an angle that way. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this one off, and this branch right here. We're going to trim those off. Oh, that's a little too big for that. I'm going to trim this one off. There we go. And we're going to use this one. Now, I'm going to come back and trim this whole branch off, but for now, so you can see better, I'll trim those off. So we're going to use this branch right here. Now this is actually a little smaller than that. That doesn't match up over here. This one, these are still a little smaller, but that's okay. There we go. Let's see if we can do a little modified cleft on this one. Hold on. All right. My last graft. Now I ran out of the parafilm tape, that's what it was called, and I looked it up, did some research, and found that duct tape will work just fine. I even read a little study that they tried several different kinds of tape, electrical tape, masking tape, duct tape, and duct tape, they all worked pretty well. Masking tape was the least successful, but the duct tape will do just fine. So I'm going to use that. But for now, here's my scion. I believe it's going to go this way. And so what I'm going to do is a modified cleft. If you remember, the cleft was the first one I did, and that was where I went straight down the middle on here and then made this into a point that fit in the middle. This time I'll still make this one into a point, but instead of going straight down the middle, I'm going to go towards the edge because this one's a little thinner than that one. So let's first work on this. Hopefully you can see that. looks good. And then, how do I want that in there? I think I want it like that. I think I'm going to go on the top. So we're going to do that same rocking motion. Well, wait, let me see how far down this will go. So the diameter is about right. And the same rocking motion so that it goes slow. There we go. Now let's see how that fits in there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I think it's fine. The knife away. See, this is still a little thick. There we go. Over on the edge. Still. There we go. I'm not liking it. This part is too wide. I'm not seeing the little edges really match up where the cambium is. I think that's a little better. All right, let me get some duct tape. I went ahead and pre-cut it to the width that I want in small strips. Do it tight so I can know that it's squeezing the cambiums together. Now I'm not going to know for sure if these guys take for a few weeks probably, but I will mark it on my calendar to check on them and share the results with you. I'm not good at being gentle. There we go. All right. Now I also have to label that a bit. It's duct tape, so I could probably just write right on it with a thing, a marker. But there we go. 4 grafts today. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see if they take, if any of them take, and if I get some different varieties of fruit this year. Thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully this is just a nice, short, quick video. I've got several projects still happening around me, and when those projects and videos are done, I'll share those with you too. Thanks, you guys. Take care. God bless, and keep safe.